Hello, my friends. We're going to do some of the December one-day readings today. The current date is November 25th. It's Thanksgiving evening, 8:42 p.m. This reading's for Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. The overall theme and behavior of the day is going to be there's a crisscross, it crosses through the same price level 3 times, and in doing so, it signals a bullish trend. It confirms a bullish trend. And that's the overall theme. So the same price level crisscross 3 times and then moves higher. It looks like in the pre-market we have a notable trough. Something highlighting a male leader takes place, and we do see a crisscross 3 times in the pre-market. It looks like, or it's either a crisscross in the pre-market or it's the first cross of 3. More likely, actually, I think it's the first cross of 3, but that'll be something that we see. Now, right around the open, we have a breakdown through a diagonal trend line, and it creates some volatility on the way down, but that's probably going to be short-lived, because then from there we have the adjustment card in the first half hour mixed with a clairvoyant impression for a bullish trend. You put those two together and you got a big move higher in the first half hour, possibly like just after the open. We come to a notable price level from that big move higher. We kind of flatten out at a notable price level, and that's between like 10 and 11 o'clock, and then there's a move lower to reach a support level, part of the bottom of a range. And then it returns back to where it fell from. So it's like a U-shaped dip, and this takes place roughly between 11 and 12 o'clock. And then from 12 to 1 o'clock, roughly, there's going to be there's going to be an unexpected failure. So maybe something happens something doesn't happen that was expected to happen, takes place, but it spooks the market maybe, and then you have a kind of bouncing around. It's sort of like a bearish tone to it, but bouncing around like a support level, and that's roughly 12 to 1 o'clock, and then we move into we have a sharp decline from roughly 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Interesting. So it looks to me like we have a U-shaped dip with that U-shaped dip that it drops and it hits the bottom of a range, and then it turns around and it goes back to where it dropped from, roughly between that 11 and 12 o'clock hour. And those two tips, like the tips of the U, are going to likely be high, one of the highs for the day, notable peaks for the day. And it looks like we have one more. So out of that sharp decline from roughly 1 to 2 o'clock, we have a push to the upside. We hit resistance level, and then at that resistance level, we fall from an overbought location on the RSI, so something around the 80 mark on the RSI. In the last, let's say between 2 and 3 o'clock-ish, closer to the 3 o'clock mark, there's going to be selling off of that peak. And I'm going to be looking for that overbought baby on the RSI. Last hour, there's an opportunity to position yourself on both sides of the market, so I'll be positioning myself with calls and puts. And then there's a low correlation there as well at the end of the day. So like the whole beginning of the day is just bullish. There's a bunch of bullish, basically every card has a correlation to the high that bodes for bullishness usually. And then we have that first cross in the pre-market. It looks to me like we have another cross roughly around that 11 to 12 o'clock mark, and then another cross somewhere between 1 and 2:30-ish, you could say. And then all those points are all like also correlated to a high. And then in the last hour and a half, there's the low to go in both directions, the position for both directions. And the last 2 hours, there's trade opportunity as well in the last between 2 and 3 o'clock. And then at the close, there's a big push higher, and then we start going sideways in the pre-market, kind of fluid back and forth, don't really go anywhere. The behavior around the high is going to be so there's an opportunity to buy to open up calls shortly before reaching the high, and then out of the low, even though there's going to be some significant headwinds, out of the low there's a big push higher, possibly even breaking some resistance. Let's see. Okay, and trade opportunity. Interesting. Okay, so the trade opportunities, the moon card, that's a sharp decline and or price swings. It's price swings and usually a sharp decline in there. So what I'm seeing is that in this bullish momentum on Wednesday, I'm going to be taking opportunity to buy some puts. When I look at the overview, Wednesday, the 1st, there's a lot of volatility and there's a significant support level that's highlighted, and there's a trade opportunity at that support level. So looking at this at the 1 day, I think what I'll be doing, I'm going to buy puts probably right around somewhere between. I'm going to buy puts when I see the RSI in the 80s, and that should take place somewhere in the last 2.5 hours, probably around like the 2 o'clock mark, but maybe 2 to 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. And then ride those down, and then at the end of the day, there's a low, and I'll buy calls to balance out those puts. But they'll both be positioned well, should this play out as expected. Or as usual. And then the preview card for the following day is the cruelty card, so sharp decline, multiple support levels. All right, guys, I hope this helps. We're going to do a few more of these. Note this was for December 1st, 2021 for the S&P 500, and it's currently Thursday, November 25th, 8:50. We're going to do a few of them while I got a little bit of time here. And let me know, guys, we're going to we've started doing some other things as well. So let me know if you like this type of thing. Comment, let me know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, guys, blessings. Good luck with the trades.